Are you considering a move to Ottawa with your young family? Well, if you are, you've come to the right spot, because in today's video, I'm gonna break down for you the different neighborhoods, how safe they are, what they offer, and what you as a young family would be looking for as you look at making your relocation right here to Ottawa.
LiamSwords.com.
If we haven't met, my name is Liam Swords, and I've been selling homes right here in Ottawa since 2002. I've sold over 1,000 houses, and I'd love to be able to help you on your relocation journey right here to Ottawa. So what can you expect in this video? Well, I'm gonna start off by breaking down the different neighborhoods from the western part of Ottawa to the eastern part of Ottawa, inside the center Greenbelt, and then the southern part of Ottawa. We're going to be talking about the parks, recreation, the essentials you need as a family, and then covering off with all of the amenities. So stay tuned. So starting off with a neighborhood breakdown. In the west, we have Kanata and Stittsville. Kanata and Stittsville, the distance from the west to downtown is about 25 minutes or so, depending on traffic. The average price point in Kanata and Stittsville is about $875,000 for an average single detached property. Lots of amenities in Kanata. There is the stadium, the NHL rink where the Ottawa Senators play hockey. It's also known as Silicon Valley of the North. So on the Terry Fox Drive, there's a lot of startup tech companies, properties. So that's how it's gotten the name Silicon Valley of the North. A lot of opportunity in the western part of Ottawa. Seeing a lot of these new home construction neighborhoods popping up in Kanata makes it an excellent opportunity for families to consider. Then we have the southern part of Ottawa. So those neighborhoods would consist of Barrhaven, Riverside South, and Findlay Creek. The distance from those areas to Ottawa is about 25 minutes as well, depending on traffic. There's many arteries to get in sort of north-south from the southern part of Ottawa up. There's the 416, there's Greenbank, Woodruff, Maryville, Prince of Wales, River Road, Limebank, Bank Street. There's just so many vertical routes to get into the city. It's one of the benefits that young families really appreciate about the southern part of Ottawa is the access to be able to get into the city quickly. Being in a location like the southern part of Ottawa allows you to kind of like horseshoe the city. So you can, if there's traffic or something, you can cut one way on one street or hop on the highway on another, versus being stuck in just a linear path highway, which is sometimes the downfall if you're in the west or if you're in the east of Ottawa. But in the south of Ottawa, you have that ability to just kind of, as I say, horseshoe the city and come in other arteries coming in. The average price point in the southern part of Ottawa, in both Barrhaven, Riverside South, and Findlay Creek, is around $860,000, so similar to Kanata and Stittsville. And there are lots and lots of new home construction options, making it extremely appealing to young families. Again, the ability to have a brand new house where you're not worried about some of these items that need to be updated, or the furnace dying or the air conditioning not working when it's 35 degrees out or something. You don't need to worry about all that when you get into some of these newer subdivisions. Now let's take a look at the eastern part of Ottawa, and that would comprise of Orleans. That distance is about 30 minutes depending on traffic. The average price point in the eastern part of Ottawa is about $750,000 for a single detached property. The main benefit that you're gonna see with the eastern part of Ottawa is the LRT, so the light rail transit. That's been going on for a number of years and it's almost complete. The LRT brings you right into Orleans, which is an excellent option for transit to get in and out of Orleans. Before the LRT, it's simply just the one road, which is the 174, which gets congested. Having the LRT, this allows for really smooth commute in and out of the city, especially young families. Time's of the essence. So not having to worry about, I wonder how long it's gonna take to get into the city today. Is it gonna be 25 minutes or is it gonna be 75 minutes? Well, with the train, with the LRT, you're pretty much guaranteed that time block. So a real benefit that people are seeing in the eastern part of Ottawa, being Orleans. Also, to no surprise, Orleans has a number of brand new construction options. Super helpful for young families when you just don't have to worry about all the updating and maintenance. When we take a look at the core of Ottawa, so like the inside the Greenbelt, as us locals call it. So this would be sort of like Hunt Club and north of Hunt Club. We have Center Point, we have Hunt Club, we have Centertown, we have Dows Lake. So sort of inside this pocket. The average price point in there for a single detached home is about $830,000. The real benefit that families, young families are seeing is just the access to all of the amenities within the core. So super helpful in that sense. The other consideration though is some of these pockets, the properties are a little bit older, which have the advantage of having more character, more landscaped properties, larger mature trees. But the trade-off is some of these properties will require more regular maintenance versus some of these newer subdivisions, which are only like 2 or 3 years old, where the properties are just virtually brand new. So pros and cons with all of that. Now let's take a look at some of the parks and recreational components within the City of Ottawa. So wonderful to know that the City of Ottawa does have open splash pads and a lot of community pools that are free all around the city. They're all looked after by full-time lifeguards within the summer hours, so you'll have to check on the specific area, but typically it's between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. throughout the summer months. As I say, it's free. It's a wonderful activity and option for young families. Then there's beaches. So when we think about beaches in the Ottawa area, there are really 4 local beaches. There's Petrie Island, which is in Orleans. There's Westboro Beach, which is right sort of center Ottawa River area. And then there's Britannia Beach, which is close to Westboro Beach in the western part. And then if you go far out west, there's Constance Bay. So 4 beaches, which are excellent activities for young families, depending on where you settle, whether it's in the west, the south, the east, in the core. To get to these beaches, you're probably a half an hour or under, not very far at all. One of the other benefits of living in the Ottawa area for young families is having the Gatineau Park. So the Gatineau Park is on the Quebec side, so you just have to cross over one of the 3 or 4 provincial bridges, and there you are, pretty much right at the foot of the bridge is Gatineau Park. Gatineau Park has hundreds of acres of property, wildlife, and mature park-like setting. There's lots of hiking that can be done in the fall. There's cross-country skiing. So Gatineau Park is just a terrific location for young families to really get out and explore. Depending on where you settle, it's not that far, 30, 45 minutes or so, right there in your backyard. There's no fee for any of this. If you get into more specialized, like say the cross-country skiing, there is a small day pass fee, but to cycle on the path in the Gatineau Parkway, that's free. To walk through some of the nature parks, that's free. So some good fun with zero cost to you. Now let's take a look at family essentials. So I don't know about you, but having a young family, wherever I go, I'm always curious, like, where's the closest hospital? Well, in Ottawa, we have CHEO. So the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario is located on Smythe Road. So fairly centrally located, close to the highway. So depending on where you settle, the distance shouldn't be too bad. There are other local hospitals around also that do help out, but for the Children's Hospital, it would be CHEO, Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario on Smythe Drive. In terms of essentials for families, like pharmacy, you need formula or milk or Tylenol. There are Shoppers Drug Mart on almost every corner. It's almost like Starbucks in that sense. There are pharmacies everywhere. We talk about the locations of Kanata, Stittsville in the west, Orleans in the east, Barhaven, Riverside South, Findlay Creek, or Centertown. Guaranteed there would be a Shoppers Drug Mart within 5-10 minute drive at maximum. One thing that you may or may not be aware of is Costco is a wonderful spot for young families to stock up on all of the everyday essentials and to be able to get that at a great price. Costco sells products in bulk, and young families are going through lots of diapers and wipes and food and crackers, and you name it, you need it. So Costco is an absolute game changer for young families. So I did want to highlight that. and let you know that there are a number of locations. So in Kanata, Stittsville, there's a location just off Eagleson. There's a location in the southern part of Barhaven. There's a location in kind of Centertown, Maryville, and there's a location in the east end, just off Ogilvie. So 4 Costco locations, which are available with a membership, but well worth that fee to gain access to all of the tremendous saving that young families can truly benefit from. When we look at the safety concerns for Ottawa and Ottawa proper, Ottawa is an extremely safe community. In fact, I get calls and emails from people looking to relocate to Ottawa, I'd say weekly, because of the sort of safety concerns that they have in other parts of Canada and North America. And they're moving to Ottawa for a reason. They're moving to Ottawa because they know how safe it is. As someone who's lived here for the past 4+ decades and selling residential real estate for 20+ years, I can tell you that Ottawa is an extremely safe community. The neighborhoods that I've highlighted in this video, where they're so new and upcoming with the brand new construction and those subdivisions with parks and recreation, they've established a community that is safe and family friendly, allowing for families to come in and really plant roots and be comfortable with the home and the environment they live in. Well, folks, that wraps up my overview of what Ottawa has to offer for young families. We've talked about the various neighborhoods. I went through the everyday essentials for young families. We talked about the parks, recreation, and hopefully gave you a holistic view on what Ottawa truly offers for young families. I'd certainly welcome any feedback, comment below, or reach out. I'd be happy to help you answer any questions in your relocation journey right here to Ottawa. Thanks, and we'll catch you on the next video.